We are going to talk about the front brakes and spindles and axle for the 1931 Model A hot rod. We've done a bunch of stuff on it. This is in the frame, right? Get a little closer. This is wide 5, common in the mid-30s Fords. What's uncommon is these holes in the drum, commonly called Rocky Mountain drums. I haven't tried to do a deep dive into who made them, when, where, and how, but commonly known as Rocky Mountain drums. They let extra air in and out for cooling for mountainous regions. This is a 36, set up for a 36 spindle, which originally would have been mechanical brakes. And you can tell, it's kind of easy to see here, the snout is way longer. 36 is like a 1 year only design, and it throws a couple of kinks into it. This has been done before, and the owner of the car, he did all the research. He bought the drums, he's bought backing plates. This drum came on this spindle, mechanical brakes, mechanical shoes and everything, and they were a booger to get off, even though the shoes don't look that bad. And I'll show you why. Because the drums have, how good that's showing up, let's see that shadow right there above my thumb? That's a ridge, and then this is the good one, if you will. But even measuring it with my brake tools, it's like an 1/8 inch over. 12 inches is the nominal size, and this is like 12.1 something, and I didn't even try to do a perfect measurement. So they've been worn and worn and worn and worn, and beyond service limits, and plus there's rust. So these drums, got 2 of them. They will go to JG Relining, and they will clean them up, put a cast iron sleeve drum in here with epoxy and pin it. And I'll show them to you much later. They've got a good lead time. They're going to go off. I'm going to try to get them boxed up and shipped out tomorrow. Before I do that, I'm going to take the seal out, clean this up a little bit. I'm going to get the worst of this stuff and the worst of the grease out, and send it up there with the shoes, and he will arc the shoes to the drums after he gets them relined. So when we get them back and put them together, it should be good. So the whole point of the video is to show you how they're going together. Alright. So I've already got this all figured out, and then I decided to video it to show you just how we do a lot of things anyway. There's sometimes we don't know exactly what I'm doing, so I'd rather just do the work, figure it out, and then show you the final product and what we've done. So you can see, spins nice, it's almost adjusted. You can see the shoes in here, but nothing else. Not one spring in the adjuster, but just so that it'll all be lined up. Alright, got the nut off. Lifts off easy. These are new shoes. These are the ones I'll send with the drums to be re-arced. Right now I don't have the nails and springs and everything else, so I'm just going to lift them off. This is the wheel cylinder that came with the 39 Lincoln backing plates. And I know what you're thinking. We're working on a Ford. We got 36 Ford drums. We got 39 Lincoln backing plates. This is all true. It needs this extra depth because the 36 had the offset, but 36 spindles and backing plates are only set up for mechanical brakes, and we're doing hydraulic brakes. So, don't know who figured it out. Some hot rodder somewhere in the past. We have 39 Lincoln backing plates. They have a different spindle offset here. The spindle is actually from a 34 Ford, and that is so that it fits inside of here. Show you that. So we have normal. Can you see? Let me move you over just a little bit. There we go. So 34 Ford spindle. Kingpin sizes are all the same for many years of Fords. This bolt pattern is the same for a lot of stuff, and this bolt pattern was good, 34 to 39 Lincoln. The only thing I had to do is up into here, this spindle had a slightly rounded top, and I mean a little better than 1/8 of an inch in the middle. Grinded it off, went in straight. This circular register was the same. I did not have to touch that. And I've just got some random 3/8 bolts in here. I'm going to get some good ones, not these stainless bolts. I just grabbed them out of the deal. This pin, this locating pin for the shoes, it actually has an adjustment that goes up and down. Because the first set of shoes I put on was some old rusty ones out of the 39 Lincoln backing plates. I was thinking they would go right on, and they probably would have, but this was way offset. The shoes were down, the drum wouldn't go back on. So when I got the new ones, I had a similar but not as bad a problem, and I was really confused because the owner has done most of the research, and then I've followed up with links he's sent me and read all the same stuff. So it should have worked easily. One thing that threw us was the spacing for the back bearing. And these are the bearings that came out of the 36. And I'm going to get some new ones, but numbers wise, it's the same one. It's a B1201 Timken bearing. It's even got Ford stamping. I doubt you can see it. Ford logo on the bearing. I don't know if it'll show up, but anyway, I'll show you. Regardless, this goes here, but if you put this on straight on there, it became quickly obvious that we are rubbing on the backing plate. So I knew we needed some kind of spacer, and the owner found it, even though I'd been looking for it. This is from Speedway and they sell a kit to put 40 Ford brakes, hydraulic brakes on Model A stuff. Well, everything's the same. It's got the camphor inside, it's got the right thickness, right inside diameter, and the outside diameter takes care, is actually the seal size. I don't have the sizes in my head, and so that goes on there, spaces the bearing up that far. Now when we drop the drum on, just like at the beginning of the video, I'm not going to put the nut back on, but runs smooth. Okay, once we got that figured out, that was good. And then it was just a matter of the shoes going in. They go there, just like every other Bendix brake setup. It's got the nail, spring. This one has a bottom cup and a top cup. Comes up through here, stacks up. Got the bottom spring on here, the adjuster. The adjuster, I need a little more room to go all the way down, but it fits as is, so I think it's going to be fine. Have top springs that go here. They go in that hole, go around here. Have the little semi-diamond crossbar, holds everything down. So now we have all the pieces in the right order for the brakes on the front of the Model A. So like I said, I'll clean these up a little bit in the morning and try to get them off to that other company so they can start on the lining process. And then we will go to the next step, which is putting everything on the axle. So, let me walk you over here to the car. Alright, now we're at the car. This is not the same one, this is the other one. But it is the 39 Lincoln backing plate, set up exactly the same way as the other one, and I've just got it sitting on the axle. You can see that the steering arm is really close. We're going to have to heat and bend this up to level. The tie rod arm will go here, and it needs to come up a little bit so that the tie rod can go across the top of the wishbone like that without interfering. It only needs a little bit, but you gotta make sure it all clears going side to side. And I can do all that without the brake backing plates, or without the brake stuff in the drum. I'm gonna have to double check my kingpin shims. You can see we've got the front spring, perch pins, shackles. Everything is in mock-up right now, and we're just making sure we have all the correct parts and all in the right fashion. And then it'll get blown apart, painted, and then we'll put it back together after that. Got parts for the rear axle, but we don't have it mocked up yet. Pretty standard I-beam front axle wishbone stuff, and people have been doing it since the 30s, so it works real well. Alright, now we're back at the car again. Ward has been busy doing body work. There's bits of filler, primer. We did the whole car in epoxy primer, and then you can see there's some places that he's sanded back to metal, and we're covering it again, and then he's got little pinholes and stuff. He's working all this, and I am not a body man, but Ward enjoys sanding, and this thing's gonna be smooth and nice. But you can see it's got work everywhere. Extra attention where the chop happened. So there's a lot of stuff on the A-pillar, just where the welds were, making everything nice and neat. Same thing over here on this A-pillar, and he's got a layer of primer on it. This side, it still looks kind of rough, but it is, I don't want to call it done, but it is mostly done. And all this will get scuffed, and the next step is going to be some filler primer. And that red lead primer's got a little glare on it, but that's okay. Maybe I can work the glare. You can see Ward's has done a lot of work on this, getting tiny little dents and waves. If you go back to earlier videos, you can see how much work he's done on these body lines here, this back corner, up here where the chop happened. It's all nice and smooth now. Got some weird, that's a sanding mark, that's not a dent or a high spot or anything. He's done a lot of work right here at the window opening. I don't know when we're going to do it, but the next step is sanding primer, then a bunch of block sanding, and then final color. It is coming along. We are still working on it. It's just been a lot of boring stuff. There's plenty of people who can show you about sanding better than we know. There it is. Thanks for watching. See y'all later.